Blessed be everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about your higher purpose as a witch. Do witches have a higher purpose? And if so, what is it and how do you get one? Or you may already know what that is. We're going to start by defining what a higher purpose is. We're going to talk about why it can be challenging to find your purpose. We'll talk about magic as a tool to helping you find your purpose, but also step into it once you do find it, and then how you can unravel what your higher purpose is, or what you can unravel as your life being created in the way that gives it purpose. But before we dive into that, my name is Sandra. I'm the author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about Wicca and witchcraft, magic, tarot, shadow work, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to know where to start your witchcraft practice but you're just confused by all of the information out there, I have a free video. It's called How to Start Your Witchcraft Practice, and there's a link in the description field below this video. When I first came to the craft, it felt like coming home, and I say this over and over again, and I know that a lot of you can resonate with that. It feels like a homecoming, and it really did feel like it's a part of my purpose. And by purpose, I simply mean why I'm here. It's one of the reasons I'm here. It's one of the tools I use being here, and it gives my life meaning. And I feel that when it comes to purpose, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for meaning in our life. You know, how can my life have more meaning? How can my life have more purpose? How can my life be more, how can I be more deliberate in my life? How can I walk my path in a way that gives me a sense of meaning, that gives me a sense that I'm here for a good reason and that I am exploring what those reasons are, even if it's just to explore life, even if it's just to enjoy life. It's having that sense of purpose in our lives that does give our life meaning and also brings in the joy and the peace and all of those good things. So a purpose essentially is about knowing who you are and what you're doing here. Now, you may never really know for sure why you came here, especially when you have all of the experiences that you have here and you sort of think, well, I wish I'd looked at the fine print, because if I had, I wouldn't have signed the contract, I wouldn't have come down here. But it really is about knowing who you are, who you truly are, and connecting with who you truly are, because that connection is going to help give your life purpose. It's going to help you understand one of the reasons, or many of the reasons, why you're here. Now, you don't just have one purpose. Your whole life is part of your purpose. Everything you do in your life is part of your purpose. So you're never off purpose, really. It's just that you may not be aware of where you're heading or what it is that you're actually creating. And for a lot of us, for many years of our lives, for a number of decades of our lives, we kind of don't really know where we're going. We might have a sense of maybe what we want to do for a living or a career or something like that, but that's not necessarily purpose. Some people do connect career and purpose together. A lot of people don't. And so your purpose doesn't have to be about what you do in the world in regards to career or even volunteer work. It can be many, many things, but what it is it gives you a sense of meaning and a sense that this is why I'm here. I'm here to experience this, to do this. A lot of people want to be of service in the world and share their talents and their potential in the world, to be able to give to the world. And so many of us feel inhibited to do that. We don't feel confident enough to do that. There's a lot of self-doubt around doing that. And by being of service in the world, being able to share your gifts in the world, it's a way of living your purpose. It's a way of sharing your purpose. And that may be why you're here. And I believe that we're all here to share what we have with everyone in the way that we can do it with joy and with meaning. But why is it so challenging to know what your purpose is, or to even live your purpose? And that's because we grow up in a world that is full of distractions, full of shoulds, full of judgments, full of criticisms. We're told what we should be, who we should be, what we shouldn't be, and who we shouldn't be. And we're kind of told all of these things as we grow up. And so as we're growing up, we're looking to feel included in the world. We don't want to be ostracized from the community. And we're looking for who the hell we are and what am I doing here? A lot of us end up on paths that just don't feel like they're a fit, feel like you're living someone else's life, you're not actually living your life. Paths that don't feel authentic, paths that feel fake, paths that just feel like you're a square peg in a round hole kind of paths. And to some extent, some of those experiences are part of our purpose. We need to know what we're not in order to sometimes know what we are. And so we can have these experiences of doing things and even being someone we're not, to realize at the end that this isn't what we want and this isn't working. And that can be part of your purpose. So it can be challenging because of all these distractions and all of the judgments and all of the pressures of the world to be and act in a certain way. And this creates fear. And we end up being fearful about doing it right and not doing it wrong, and not wanting to shame ourselves and embarrass ourselves in front of people, wanting to be accepted by family and friends and community. Underneath all of this is beliefs. Beliefs about ourselves and beliefs about the world, assumptions that we have about ourselves and assumptions that we have about the world around us. And this creates the challenges, because we can believe that we're not good enough, we're not worthy, or we're not allowed to, or we shouldn't maybe do the things or explore the things you want to actually explore in life, and to be the person you actually know deep down inside you are. Sometimes these beliefs and these fears can be so strong that you don't even know who you truly are deep down inside. When you think of maybe even creating your world and how you'd like to live your life moving forward into the future, many people can't even see into the future, can't even see a vision for themselves, because there's so much there that is clouding the view, clouding the third eye, so that the vision can't even be seen. And I've experienced that too in my past as well, where I couldn't be really clear about where I wanted to go or how I wanted to do it or who I truly was, because I had all of these beliefs about who I was that weren't true. They were beliefs and assumptions I'd picked up from the world around me and from my upbringing. So it's not even unusual that a lot of people don't even know where to begin to even think about a purpose or meaning or where that's going to come from or what that would even look like. So if you're one of those, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there who struggle with that. And the reason, as I said, is because we've been told who we should be, what we should be, and even what our purpose should be in life. If you have a look around at advertising, at politics, at ideologies, at religions, culture, schooling, the whole education system, it pushes us into being certain things, and having to earn money pushes us into doing certain things. And this can really cloud our understanding of ourselves and what we're doing here and how we're doing it. So we have to take that time away to step back and have a look at ourselves and ask the question, who am I? What am I doing here? And one of the ways that you can do that is through using magic as a tool. Now you could use magic in a broader sense of magic, so not just doing spells, but also all the things that often come under the banner of magic, like divination, for example. You could do tarot readings or other forms of divination to try and tap into a thread of what your purpose may be. The tarot are really great at helping you do this. You could pick a card, you could do a spread, a short tarot spread, a small one, to ask the question, what is my purpose right now? and the tarot can guide you as to what your purpose is right now. Magic can also be used in ritual form, so doing a spell to find your purpose. Now this spell would be a spell that would help stimulate you to maybe see things around you that could lead you to your purpose. For example, you might be in a bookshop and a spell might make a book stand out to you, or may even make it fall out in front of you. That's happened to people, where books just seem to fly out of the bookshelf after they've done some kind of ritual or some sort of request to find something or to know something, and you may get the answer in that book. You might open a book and look at the first word that you see, and that could help stimulate you and point you in the direction of your purpose. Other ways that you can use magic is through the magical practices. So learning to do energy work, learning to tap into energy, learning to tap into your ability to sense the energy around you, because that will broaden your perspective and perception of what's around you. And when your perception starts to broaden and you start to sense things that you may not have sensed before, feel things you haven't felt before, it can help trigger you to step more into that magical you, the real you. And that can lead you to a path of maybe learning more about this sort of thing, so that through various maybe courses or exercises or programs, you can start to explore more of who and what you are, and your purpose and your understanding of potential will come through that. It'll come through your exploration of the magical path. As you explore witchcraft, as you explore the practices, the rituals, the beliefs, that will lead you more to a sense of purpose. And as you resonate more with these things, you'll start to feel more into what your purpose is. If you look at your imagination from maybe when you're a little child, you may have had lots of different fantasies about what you'd do when you'd grow up. And if you look at those imaginary careers or who and what you imagined yourself to be, there can be an answer in there as to your purpose, as to who you are underneath the ego. Because children are very honest about who they are, and they don't pretend. They learn to pretend because of growing up forces us to pretend. But deep down inside, as a child, we had all of these things that we loved and wanted to do. When I was a small child, I wanted to grow up and be a witch. And I could sort of sense that magic. I used to play games that had a lot of magic in them. My fantasy games were about, being magical and being in magical realms and, using magic. So I knew that was my path way back in my very early childhood. It was a part of that. So go back to your childhood. What sort of things did you love doing as a child? And how did you want to see the world when you were a child? And as an adult, tap into that, go back into that feeling, because you and your purpose will be in there somewhere. You just need to allow yourself to go back to it. And that's one of the ways you can find your purpose, is to go back into your childhood. It's like unraveling things too. The more shadow work you do, the more you work on the beliefs about yourself and the world and the assumptions about yourself and the world that aren't helping you, and change those to the ones that are helpful to you, even if they don't feel real at the time. If you start working on changing those things, your purpose will grow from there, and you'll start to realize what your purpose is and what you really want to do. It's about feeling worthy of doing what it is that you do. It can be about feeling that you're allowed to do what you want to do. You can feel like it's okay to do what you want to do, and that there's nothing wrong with what it is that you want to do. These are very common barriers to following your purpose, to following who you are in your life, is those beliefs that you're not worthy, you don't deserve, you're not allowed, you're not good enough, who are you going to upset, all of those things. So have a look at those beliefs and see if you have any of them around where you may be wishing you could go, or who you wish you could be. And when you do find that vision of yourself, that feeling of yourself in your imagination, then do the work, the inner work to help you get there. So your purpose is unique to you, and no one can tell you what your purpose is. Only you can really know what that is. People can suggest what you're good at, people can suggest things to you, but what resonates with your heart is where it is going to be. So if you do get some ideas and you do start to get clearer on what it is that you want to do and who you are, put your hand on your heart, ask yourself the question, is this the way forward for me? And see how it feels in your heart chakra. And if it feels like a yes, then a very enthusiastic yes, then go with it. If it feels like a, oh, could be, then maybe that's not quite it yet. So that's a great way to test whether something is working for you or not on a higher self level and on a heart chakra level. Now, if you do want to walk the witchcraft path, the Wiccan path, as a part of your purpose to even help you find your purpose and practice the craft as a way of exploring who you are, your power in the world, your power in your life, connecting to nature, connecting to deities and feeling connected again, bringing more meaning into your life, then do take a look at the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy course. It is here for you to explore who you are as a witch and to learn how to be a witch, as in do the practices and actually practice the craft rather than just read about it. And now I'm offering 2 bonuses as a part of that course. You get the Ultimate Guide to Starting a Wiccan Practice That Works, which is a 5-day practice. It's a daily practice that you can use. So that's a bonus. And you also get the Witch's Guide to Magic course as a part of the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy from now on. I had such a great response to offering that before last month that I thought I would offer it again. So it's a great package of courses now. It's a 101 and full of magic that you can do, different spells for romance, for prosperity, success, for self-defense, protection, and health and well-being. So that's the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. There's a link in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Sandra, and I'll see you on the next video.